Hey everyone,
Hey,
we got the divisional recap, and guess
we
what? We
what?
got the conference championship
Uh,
game. Let's go!
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the three best offensive linemen.
are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore because
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
That's really make.
Yo.
What is up, everyone? It is Tuesday. Of course, it's Tuesday. We're live on the Real Fresh channel and College Sportscast. Hit the subscribe, 99 cents. It's Howe Fresh and Big Luke. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Oh, pretty good, man. You're in off the injured reserve, were you telling me, or what's going on?
Yeah, no, I've pulled like a muscle in my rib area, and it kind of is driving me nuts, to be honest.
Oh,
It's just one of those ones where whichever way you move, you feel it, sort of thing.
oh yeah, no doubt. Well, you're toughing it out, man. We got. I think we're gonna do a little bit better of a recap since we have more time. Really, we'll go through all four of the games, recap from the divisional round, and we'll get into the conference pick'ems, locks, and we'll get into that right now. Let me. Here we go. Look at that.
Do it. Let's do it. That was whoa. The
Oh,
hair.
whoa.
The hair. Whoa.
My lighting's off tonight or something.
Uh,
Anyway,
You're okay over here. Like it's lighting to as it usually is, right?
all right, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Uh, First game, man. Okay, for most of these games, except for one, I was gonna do a game of like winner and loser with you. So if you want to play winner loser,
I'll be
and
honest
make
with you.
yours up
I
on the
didn't prep
fly.
for that at all. I didn't prep for that at all. Kind of just go with the flow here. Like I barely wrote any notes
Yeah.
down. Just going off memory and whatnot.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. I will let you go first because I do have a little bit here. So for the Texans Chiefs, you know, I think both of us in the world were on the Chiefs, so it's not that big of a pick. 23-14.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a bad game. I mean, it was a defensive kind of. I mean, it was all right. That O-line, 8 sacks, so that was kind of the story for me. But if you want to give a winner and a loser first, you go. Do you have anyone that comes to mind in the Chiefs Texans game?
Yeah. Winner and a loser.
Okay.
I would. Hey, what's up, College Sportscast? Yeah, a winner. Why not? Off the top of my head, Travis Kelce. They were kind of expecting him to have a big game. He ended up
Yeah,
having
he did, man.
7 catches, 130 yards or something like that. I can't remember what
Yeah.
it was. And he's found the end zone, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely positive, and it was kind of predicted, but and he is who he is, but good on him to do it still, right? You still got to catch the ball, right? So
Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Oh, poor Mark.
All right, sorry. I'll get ahead of it.
And I just think that the Texans' offense in general, we go through their offensive line woes outside of one guy. Stroud hasn't looked the same this year, but also his receiving core hasn't been the same. I know Diggs went down. I don't know if they should have signed Diggs in the first place. Dell went down, but there's not a lot there to worry about. Like, you know, if you can contain Nico Collins, you're going to be fine. I just found their offense has been flat all year, and it just continued to be flat. And part of that was the good defense, but I'll say the good and the bad is Travis Kelce was the good. The bad was just that offense, right? I just found that Texans offense was on a whole not wonderful. It's just meh. And it has been consistently.
Oh, 100%, man. Now, I kind of, TJ Stroud, for a fact, hasn't looked the same, but I kind of give that more blame to the offensive line. That was the worst offensive line I think I can remember. Like, they let 8 sacks happen in that game.
Yeah.
8. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, and that's not all Stroud's fault, obviously, right? Like, that is majority offensive line. You're right.
Most sacks are not the quarterback's fault, really. I mean, sometimes, but
yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes they're not. Most of the time, they're not.
Even if 2 or 3 of them were, that's still 5 sacks in a playoff game.
Yeah.
You can't have that. So if you're going to make that kind of a loser, I had that as well. But my other loser, I will give it to the kicker, Fairbairn.
Oh.
Yeah, man. 2 for 4 in a close game. That 6 points would have put them field goal.
Yeah, within striking range. Yeah.
So my number one loser, of course, is the Texans O-line. But as a backup, I was going to go with Fairbairn.
Yeah, 2 for 4 is not good enough, and he's a better kicker than that. So fair enough.
The refs win.
Well, the refs did win. Refs too.
I don't buy into that, man. The refs didn't have 8 sacks. They did blow a couple calls. I'm like, I can't hide that. But
yeah, I guess when you're on top.
My winner, outside of the refs, as I hit my microphone, I'm going to give my win to George Karlaftis. 4 tackles, 3 sacks, covering up that line. So, the offense really only scored 20. I lost it here. 23 points. Yeah. So it's not like they murdered them. If that offensive line could have been middle of the pack and kept them to 4 sacks, the Texans could have won, I think.
Yeah, that's a good pick, man. I like your Karlaftis pick. He sprinkles everything in that stat line. He's just a solid player, man. You know how much I love Karlaftis. That's a good pick.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, so I think we're good on that one. Let's go to the next game, man. The Commanders-Lions game.
What the fudge?
What?
That was
this
crazy.
Was the game. People were making fun of me in my old shorts, and rightfully so. I said this was going to be the worst game of the weekend, and this would be the one not worth watching. I said the Lions were going to blow the Commanders out. Here we are, 45-31 Commanders. I don't think any non-Commanders fan would have predicted that. I didn't see any, but Commanders, man. I mean, do you want to take a take on the Commanders first?
Yeah, man. I thought the Commanders came to play ball. They were going shot for shot with the Lions, and then obviously eventually pulled away. And I thought the Commanders looked, they were hanging in there defensively. That's a strong team. It looked like Goff was finding his guys that he normally does, minus Jameson Williams. But he was making it happen. But he got into, a few interceptions that were pretty costly and ill-timed. And lo and behold, am I doing my good and bad right now, or do you want to hold on?
Go ahead. I have a different game for this. This is the game I have something a little different. So go ahead.
I'll go. So I give. I'm going to say the good. Jane Daniels was amazing, but everybody would say Jane Daniels. He really spread it. McLaurin made some really important catches. Sackers did too, even though he had so many yards. And De'Ami Brown, he's been his number one guy. But number one, Jeremy Chin was everywhere and did everything. And Jeremy Chin gets my thumbs up, man, big time. He had a great game. Simon Ristle too, but with the 2 interceptions. But Jeremy Chin is the good. And I think the bad in this one, I kind of already said his name. You know what? I'm not saying Goff. I'm saying where was Jameson Williams? I'll just go Jameson Williams, and that's not necessarily his fault.
I mean, you could go Goff if you want to go Goff. It's cool.
Yeah. No, I could, but I'm going to go Jameson Williams. He had 1 catch. I don't know if that's necessarily his fault, but I'll just say him because he wasn't a factor. So him and Jameson Williams.
All right, that's fair, man. I like those picks. I have 3 rounds of a game that only I invented. It's brand new.
What?
It's called Is He Overrated? Okay? I have 3 questions for you.
Mm-hmm. Are you posing to me?
Yeah, you and the audience, of course, and the fans. But yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Dan Campbell overrated? Tons of questionable calls. I did an article on Stadium Rant. Click the link in the description there, kind of going through all this stuff as well. Those questionable calls. He claims to be like the most aggressive coach in the world, but there was one point they were down 16 and they took the points to go down 13. And then later they were down even fewer points and they tried to go for it and cost them. So he's inconsistent with his play calling. Which I don't like, man. Either go for it or don't go for it. And if you're going to be aggressive, wouldn't it make sense to be more aggressive when you're down more points? It just didn't make sense to me 100%. Not to mention these trick plays.
Yeah.
You know what good teams don't need? Trick plays because they're good. Pull one out once in a while when you're
That's a good. I was gonna say that, pull one out once in a while.
Yeah, but what were you doing there? The moment Goff is making some ground, you give it to was it Jameson Williams?
When what play was it?
When Jameson Williams threw the interception?
Did he throw that?
Yes.
Yeah, he threw that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, what?
I know.
Why are you putting the ball
too
in
fancy.
his...
It's too fancy. Yeah.
And then he just launched it. He's not ready, like used to doing reads. He's just going to launch it.
Yeah. Fair enough. I forgot about that actually.
So is Dan Campbell overrated?
I will say, sometimes questionable calls, but that game wasn't his best by any means. Not overall, he's overrated, but in that game, he wasn't. He wasn't one of the better coaches in the NFL. I agree.
Oh,
that game.
So questionable.
Yeah, that game.
Why would you take the field goal down 16 to go down 13? It's no less of a possession. I heard him trying to explain how 13 is easier to get than 16. Like, shut up. Like, we know it's easier to get than 16. It's a 2-possession game. Go for it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Man, so that is a good point, man. Brad comes in. Sometimes coaches fall to pressure in the biggest games.
Yeah, we forget we're human, Brad. We do. Dan Campbell is human, but he is apparently.
Oh, man. And you know what? His aggression has cost him in big moments in the past. So you kind of have to weigh it sometimes. And I think he's all guts, not so much thinking.
Give me my boy Kevin O'Connell all day, even though I question him at times.
All right, my next question. So you're saying he's not overrated, or he is? You got to say one.
He's not overrated, but he was not. I mean, I wasn't loving that game.
Okay, I think he is a little bit. All right, next up. The only reason I even brought this up is because I saw a lot of commotion about this guy being highly sought after, and I was like, why? That is their defensive coordinator, Aaron Glenn. I mean, I know they had a lot of injuries, this season, like a crazy amount of injuries on the defense, but they really couldn't keep the Commanders to 30 points. They had one of the bottom defenses all season. I understand the injuries, but why are you so sought after if you don't turn it around into something good? I just don't understand. Aaron Glenn, overrated or not?
You know what? I think they did well at certain points with what they had, and the secondary did improve as the year went along and was better than last year. But I'm not sold on Aaron Glenn. I was sold on Ben Johnson on the other side of the ball. But I'm not sold on Aaron Glenn. I'm with you.
I will let you know Ben Johnson is not on this list. I did not think he could be qualified for this list. So
well, he's going to Chicago now.
Yeah, which is I saw some Detroit fans.
Yeah, I did too. I just read that before it came on here.
Yeah, man. Like I kind of I don't know if you know Mark Ryan. He's like a radio personality. I saw him crying about it too, and normally he's so well kept, but I was just laughing a little bit. Brad Harvey, not Andy Reid, is the GOAT. All right, my last one, and we kind of touched on this, man. Is Jared Goff overrated? Pretty epic. I'll just say really epic regular seasons. Easily the 1A or 1B offense this year. But he did not take good care of the ball like you want from a veteran in the most crucial moments when your defense is injured and scrambling. You have got to be a veteran and take care of the ball. 3 interceptions and a fumble lost. That is not a veteran performance. If we go into last year's postseason, they played 3 games and he only scored 4 touchdowns. He has not led this team or carried this team, I should say, in crucial moments. So I want to say, is Jared Goff overrated?
No, I don't think he's overrated. I think he had a bad game because he's not usually a guy to turn the ball over like that. But I do think he's a bit of a system
That's
guy.
what I'm talking about.
Depends on who he's, the system he's playing, the team he's playing for, who is in front of him. I think he's a nice fit for that Lions team, and he has to, reward that offensive line with a lot of his successes too. But I don't think he's overrated. I think Jared Goff is he's kind of an old school quarterback, but he's legit.
Oh, no
He's
doubt.
legit in my eyes. He had a shit game though.
I don't know, man. I don't think he performs well in the utmost pressure. I don't know if he's really overrated because no one really puts him at the top. But people do call him great, and he is great in the regular season. But he's mid in the postseason.
Yeah, and that can be any number of guys we name, right? But I get you. I think
Pocket passers are getting passed by. Yeah, man. What happened to someone just sitting there and launching it in the pocket, man? The pocket used to be where you wanted to be.
Oh yeah, no, everybody's scrambling. It's a different league though when you think about it, right? But
this feels like fresh picks on the Lions. Well, listen, I had the first pick in our playoff pool, and I picked the Lions, so maybe that's why.
So he's venting, Brad. He's venting. And Jonathan, he's venting.
That is the end of my Is He Overrated? We are getting to game number 3 of the weekend. The Eagles beat the Rams 28-22. Now, most people did have the Eagles, so including us, so not a huge surprise there. I do have a quick take before we get into our winners and losers, or a question about Jalen Hurts, man. Is he okay? Like, he got like 100 and some yards. He's not really looking that great out there. What's going on with Jalen?
I think it was the weather. When I was watching that game, I was like,
I don't know, man. There's something going on, but he's hurt.
There might be an injury we don't know about. I don't know. But I think it was the footing he had under him. And by the way, he kind of said, all right, this passing game thing isn't going terrifically well. Let's run the ball, and he ran the ball well. And Saquon ran the ball terrifically well and had that big one that broke the game open. And basically, man, right?
He is having the time of his life out there.
Oh, he was doing great, man. He had some traction, and he was making it work. But no, I think I actually like what Hurts is doing this year. I really do. I think it was more a traction thing, and maybe the ball was more slippery than we knew, and I think it was.
It was pretty slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I do say that Jalen Hurts is fine. I thought he did well finding kind of, showing what character is, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I thought he had to, he was behind the 8 ball a little bit, and he's like, all right, let's make this work.
No
and he
problem.
made it work. Yeah, he
made
it work.
He showed up.
Yeah, he did. I thought he played well. He was scrappy, and you could tell that there was just issues out there on the field, and he was trying to, adapt to those issues. And I thought he was fine. I think he's fine.
Man, I do not want to oversimplify playoff football by any means, but all of these games came down to the turnover battle. Mm-hmm. Literally, just hang on to the ball. That is literally all you need to do in the playoffs to win, is hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Just be conservative as shit, and you should win.
or if you're talented enough, like Josh Allen throws the ball a lot, but he this season he's really turned the page.
Either way.
Because all his career he was a great passer, but he was throwing picks. This season he seems to have better reads and make better decisions. But that's not what we're talking about, I guess. But I'm just saying turnovers are key. So my winner was just the Eagles' ability to hold on to the ball. Side note, I know I've said this before, but if the Rams won this game, I would have went with Verse as my winner. Yeah,
Verse is a beast, man.
Man.
He's probably going to win. It was a perfect pick for the Rams when they picked him because they needed, to fill that position. And he was the guy that was there is the guy they should have taken, right? And I'm like, this guy could be potentially pretty good. I didn't think he'd be this good this early. Yeah, I'm with you. Anyway, you keep going, and then I'll name my guys.
Oh, you're good, man. I also would say Stafford outplayed him.
Outplayed. Oh, Hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't. I think that verse. I'm like, how does that work?
yeah. What did I have? Oh yeah, verse 4 tackles, 2 sacks, and also just like that attitude in the playoffs you want. You know what I mean? That spark, that X factor, if you will. All right,
Yeah,
I gave like 10 winners. My loser, I hate to do this, man, because I'm pretty sure I owned a piece of him in a couple leagues, and he did great all regular season, right?
Okay.
He's a great player. I'll have him on my team anytime.
Okay.
The loser of this game is Kyron Williams. Sad to say.
Yeah.
He was running the ball in the snow with one arm, and it gets punched out. Just, again, hold on to the ball.
Yeah, I hear you.
Why are we not protecting the ball in the playoffs in the snow? And there was many other games where running backs or even wide receivers trying to get extra yardage, they're not protecting the ball. They're just like going like this, and it's just getting punched out. No one is protecting the ball anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I kind of forgot about that. That was early on. That was early in the game.
Yeah.
First drive, maybe? It's pretty early.
Yes, it was early. And I remember after that happened, it was right after the safety, and it really just slowed their momentum.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. Even though the
it was the drive right after the safety.
Okay, yes, it was the drive right after. That's when it was. Yeah, I couldn't think of when it was. The games kind of mix one into the other. Everyone has to think about it, separated. So my good and bad for this game. Okay, I'm going with the bad first, and I don't know if it's necessarily bad. It was partially the conditions they were playing in, but where the hell's Cooper Kupp been?
Fair enough, man.
Where has he been? Why is he like they're going to Nakua? Nakua's in an all right game, but like where is Kupp in? You need Kupp in there. It's not DeMarcus Robinson or Whittington or whoever who should be your next guy, or Higbee, who would like 7-8 catches. It's got to be Kupp, right? And I just don't know what's going on there. Now, I'll let the conditions play into that a little bit, but this has been like even before this, he's been like catching one ball a game the past couple games. I'm like, okay, I know it's not necessarily him, but I'm blaming it on him because it's him.
You got to figure something out.
His stats, yeah.
Yeah.
And then good. Honestly, you know what? There's a lot of pieces on that, that Eagles defense that I'm kind of liking. I like where Jalen Carter came and kind of finished the game off at the end. Dallas Goedert's been pretty effective, and I'll give it to Goddard just based on the fact that he really stepped up as his as a guy that is he's kind of doing a good little Travis Kelce role right now, and I like it. So I'm gonna go Goddard is the good and Kupp is the bad.
I like it, man. All right, final recap game: Bills Ravens. I think we both went Ravens, did we not?
No, Bills.
No, I went Ravens.
Yeah, did you go Ravens?
Pretty sure.
See, I'm not keeping track anymore because you're the champion.
And I even said in my notes I wasn't sure. I know I went Ravens. I thought they were playing better. I thought they had the more difficult schedule.
I know I 100% went Bills. We should check that out, actually.
No, I believe it. I have no idea. I went Ravens. They totally, you know what? Bills played well, but the Ravens shot themselves in the foot, missing the kicks, the frozen finger drops. I mean, they just didn't look like themselves. I mean, I've got a winner and a loser there, man. Do you want to go first? Because
I'll go first. I'll go first. Okay, so as the keys to this game, this was a good game. This was a really good game to watch. If I was a Ravens or Bills fan, and I was cheering for the Bills in this one, and I took them too, but I'm not a fan. If this was my Vikes, it would have been like running around the house screaming. Like it was that kind of game, right? But what it came down to, the Ravens, for the Ravens' demise, I guess, would be that there's a key interception that one overthrow by Lamar. That was a big one, momentum change. A couple of the drops by Andrews were huge, especially the one that would have tied the game. That was huge. And Andrews is awesome, and they're part of the reason they're there. I just felt sickened for him.
Part of me says, I understand you can't feel your fingers. Part of me says, he hit you in the chest with it.
Yeah, exactly. And my other thing was there was no threat downfield. It was Rashad Bateman. There's no Zay Flowers. So you kind of know what's coming. You kind of know it's going to be a short game.
He was wide open.
For the Ravens team. Rashad Bateman did benefit from not having Zay Flowers out there, but I don't fucking worry about Rashad Bateman. No Zay Flowers changes that team, right, man?
Bateman's had some moments.
I think definitely those are the three major factors. It's super short in the field for the Ravens to not have Zay Flowers out there, even though Henry and Lamar can both break them off, right? But positives or the good and the bad, I'll go with, and then you're doing yours. Who to blame? Okay, I don't know if do you know what? I'll give credit to, and this is a blanket good, was the Bills defense. I thought Milano and the boys were up for the test, even though he didn't fill the stat sheet. Excuse me. I thought the defense held strong, and they contained Henry. I know, like, he still had whatever, but I can't remember. But
I thought
they contained him. I thought they contained him. Yeah, honestly, great. So I give the positive or the good to the Bills defense, and the bad. You know what? You don't want to say it, but it's Mark Henry. Like, not Mark Henry. Sorry, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews. He dropped that, and that would have tied the game. And we could be talking about the Ravens right now, right? But we're talking about the Bills and their successes, and they're in the conference championship, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. I have two losers, so I'll let you go first. And Mark Andrews was one of them. And I hate to do him, and I hate to say this next one. Lamar Jackson is a loser. I hate to tell you guys that, but he had the strip sack. Even if you're going to get sacked, hold on to the ball. Well, I mean, I'm going to repeat myself so many times, but when your veterans don't hold on to the ball, you lose playoff games, and that's it.
Yeah, and he's pretty much said that since then. So.
Oh yeah, man. So.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I just feel like, and I don't want to shit on Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is a beast, especially in the red zone, and Lamar has relied on him for years. But he didn't come up with that, and not coming up with that meant they didn't tie the game. And so I'm just going with that. but poor Mark Andrews, I'll say that.
All right. So we'll go with Lamar and Mark Andrews as the loser. I have some winners, of course. Josh Allen's a winner. He played pretty good. So more so, no fumbles, no interceptions. He didn't have 300 yards, but he took care of the ball. I'm going to give my winner prize to rookie running back Ray Davis. Was it Ray David? Ray Davis.
Ray Davis.
Yeah, I put David over there. I thought it was Davis too. 4 touches in that game, including a touchdown for a taxi squad guy. I mean, getting a touchdown in the divisional round's got to be awesome.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have more and more of a role in that offense. He's kind of like a Jeff
he's flashed some moments
right?
Season too.
Yeah. And there was a receiving touchdown. I think that was that.
Was it?
I think
Man.
Just anyway, I like Ray Davis. I thought.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah.
You gotta love those short, wide guys that can just go.
he's a beast, that guy.
All right, let's take a quick. I think we'll do 2 ads, guys. We'll be back in less than a minute or so, and then we will get into the conference finals. So we will be right back. Thanks. Here's Brad Puppy.
Hey guys, it's Brad with College Sportscast. We're presented by Defend Boys. I want you guys to check out my brand new Victorious tee from True Victory. Scan that QR code, takes you straight to the website. They're founded by U.S. military veterans. True Victory is a sportswear and streetwear brand dedicated to building everyday champions on and off the field. Our purpose is to transform lives and elevate humanity through the power and unity of sports, positive stories, and serving others. Again, check out that QR code. Use our code, TheFanboys, for a 15% discount. And get a great tee. Man, it's comfortable. And remember, they're part sports, part street, and always true.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, jitters, and all that BS.
Bite-sized pizzas on wholesome little bagels.
Dubby. 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 Free from sugar, fillers, Dubby.
Me and Murda thought of a new one to do.
W in the morning. What's that?
Do you remember the Pizza Pocket or the Pizza Pop commercial where he was thinking about girls?
Okay, I probably know it.
And he's like, he's thinking about girls' stomach.
Do it.
Oh, he's thinking about Dubby's stomach.
Yeah, I like it, but make it really exaggerated, like that one.
And just redo all the classic commercials.
Yeah, I think it's great, man.
Maybe somebody will buy some someday. All this effort. All right, we got 10 minutes.
We're trying.
Right at the top of the hour, I want everyone to go over to College Sports Guys and check out their upcoming show. We are going to just talk about these two games. So let me pull up the spreads on the screen.
We got to go kind of quickly here.
There's only 2 games.
Yeah, fair enough.
The first game is the Commanders and the Eagles. Eagles are 6-point favorites at home. You can get plus 235, on the Commanders money line. The total is around 47.5. What are you looking at here, man?
Yeah, man. Probably the spread, if anything, in terms of game. I think that total, the over/under total, is right on where I'm thinking. When I just thought I scored in my head a couple minutes ago. I think this is barring this secondary, continuing to be banged up. I know Quinion Mitchell was injured a bit. Darius Slay's been banged up a little bit. I think that secondary of the Eagles can obviously contain McLaurin and now superstar Brown. And I don't think the pass rush of the Commanders is going to I don't think the pass rush of the Commanders is going to do much to that Eagles offensive line. I think they're going to rebound a little. I don't think they were terrific last week, but that could have been footing themselves, right, where the weather was kind of shitty. I don't know what the weather looks like in this game, but I think Hurts will have the time. I think they that the Barkley and Hurts can, generate some decent yardage out of the backfield, just in the run game. On the other side of the ball, Jaden Daniels has impressed me so much, but it's kind of a tough matchup. He's going to be under pressure. He doesn't have the best offensive line, especially with losing one of his offensive linemen.
Eagles got a line.
Yeah, I think the Eagles should win this, but I don't count out that Washington defense ever, especially in the secondary, and especially the linebackers, not necessarily the whole front seven, but the linebacker part. But Eagles win. I could see the Commanders covering in this, but I think the Eagles, just with that offensive line and being able to, and Saquon healthy and Hurts possibly healthy, we think, being able to open the field up a bit. I like the Eagles to win this.
All right, man. I'm going to jump on, but let me say, the Commanders beat the Eagles just last December.
Yep, I know.
Also, let me say, on offense, they're on average yardage. They are only separated by less than 2 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes it pretty close. That being said, I also want to say I said the Commanders were going to get upset on the last round of the playoffs and they dominated. I'm going to double down on my bad takes. I think they're going to get trolled and embarrassed. Not embarrassed because they are overperforming, so that's not a fair word. I think they are going to get destroyed, though. I think they cover the spread. The Eagles are the only defense in the league to allow under 300 yards a game. I think they can learn from their loss. I think they're, obviously better in every way, except maybe quarterback. Like you said, their line.
I hear you with that. Yeah.
And even then, it's pretty close. I am worried about Hurts, though. He just doesn't look himself. Outside of that, I think the Eagles' defense can contain all the threats. Really just contain Daniels. So I think the Eagles cover that, and that spread's pretty close. So I'm going to stay away from the spread, but I would even lock in the Eagles my -6. Honestly, I feel like they're just going to shut down the Commanders pretty easily.
All right, cool.
Why are you
be a little closer?
Again?
I know the Commanders beat them, but I think what did he say? I missed that.
I don't know. We've been live for 36 minutes. We're almost done.
Who was that, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Eagles, and fairly close game for me, and not quite as close for you.
Not all right. So you're going close. I'm going. This game's not so good, and I'm going to say the next game is a good game.
You're gonna be the better of the two. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the Eagles are going to just. The Commanders have surprised me all season long, so I don't know why I keep sleeping on them, but I am going to sleep on them for this year.
Yeah, so all good.
Oh, we just ran some ads, and now we're back. All right, Bills, Chiefs. Chiefs are 1.5-point favorites, man. I have honestly, I changed my pick like 10 times today, man, on this game. And I can't even believe my pick. So I'm going to review my head notes, and you go first.
Okay. For me, this one comes down to the Buffalo offense versus that Kansas City defense. That Kansas City defense is across the board strong. Doesn't matter where we're talking defensive line, or we're talking linebackers, we're talking secondary, whatever. I think that Kansas City defense is super solid. I would take, probably upwards of 6 to 7 players off that defense and put them on the Vikes, if possible, even though I like our Vikes game. I think we're going to have to see Josh Allen doing what he's been doing, and that's not turning over the ball through the air or fumbling it or whatever, right? I think
believe in Josh Allen.
I believe in Josh Allen a lot, man, and I believed him last week when watching that game. But I think we're going to have Cook doing his thing, a little bit of Ray Davis sprinkled in there, and Khalil Shakir has to be prominent like he was last week. Yeah. Where's Cooper? Come on, Cooper. Come on. Figure it out. He's going to mix in Knox. He's going to mix in Kincaid. He's going to make it a whole team thing. And I think that offensive line, especially the tackles, are solid with Dawkins and Brown. I think that offense can penetrate this defense enough to potentially win this game. And I say that because I still haven't seen a Chiefs offense yet this year that has really scared me.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, I haven't seen Chiefs offense this year, even with Mahomes, who I think potentially could go down as the greatest quarterback. We'll see. I don't know yet, but I know Hollywood Brown's back, and I know Xavier Worthy's, but still Travis Kelce's the number one guy there without Rice there, and I can't see the Chiefs outscoring the Bills, even though the Chiefs have a great D. I'm going the Bills to win. That's my pick. Jim Ross?
Oh my gosh. Can you see that?
Joe Rogan UFC, I think.
Oh, I said okay, sorry.
That's all good, man.
I hate Joe Rogan. For the record, I love the UFC, but Joe Rogan's an idiot. Time to go.
What happened?
I can't stand Joe Rogan. He just thinks he's a know-it-all. He drives me insane. I like the other guys calling it. Can't stand him one bit.
What?
I'm done.
That is a hot take of hot takes. All right, let's wrap this up. I flip-flopped a whole lot. I am going to go with the Bills as well, man. They score an average of more than 8 points a game above the Chiefs. Yes, on surface level, the Chiefs' defense is far superior. But if you look up the yards allowed per game, they're only separated by 20 yards.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
So do you want the defense's 20-yard advantage, or do you want the offense's 8-point advantage? Give me the Bills. And before I looked into it, I was Chiefs. The Chiefs are the two-time. They're the number one. They're the top dog. I think the Bills can do it, man.
I think they can too. I think a lot.
I think there's less egos on the team, and it's letting Allen make better decisions, and their offense is just too much for the Chiefs.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Downfield, I'm not really worried about the Chiefs at all. I think the secondary of the Bills, even though their safeties are all right, I think Rasul Douglas and Benford have been very good, and I think they'll be able to contain anything that the Chiefs try to do downfield. I honestly, a lot of it comes down to obviously that a little bit, but Josh Allen not turning the ball over changes everything. I'm with you.
If the Chiefs win, if Josh Allen has 2 turnovers, if he has less than that, I feel like the Bills win.
I hear you. I'm cool with that, and I don't think
but for our official picks, yeah, man, I'm going to go Bills and that 30 points a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Time to remove the curse. Time for the Bills to win. I think even though neither of us are, Bills fans, it's kind of Canada's team.
In a way, because I feel like Buffalo, New York is basically a province on its own. Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing? Congratulations to Billy Wagner, who made the Hall of Fame today.
You brought that up on the show, didn't you?
Love it. I love it, and he was emotional. That was great. I was almost emotional for him. He deserved it.
Big Luke does have a screw loose, but he's right on his Billy Wagner take. All right, guys. We do Fresh Takes live every
Canadian
on College Sportscast Facebook and the Real Fresh channel YouTube. Everyone, if you're watching live, make sure you go over to College Sportscast. They have a show coming up in any minute. And if you're not watching live, that episode will be on whatever channel you're watching right now. So go check it out. Howe Fresh, Big Luke, peace, man.
Peace.
And it will continue to be pushed around.
Who I think the 3 best offensive linemen.
Are we talking head coach? Are we talking GM?
Big shout out to homeboy JT Tracy.
They haven't beat anybody good.
We don't buy jerseys anymore.
I'm Green Bay, so I hate both of them.
Bad to really make